What's up?
Everyone,
I'm here with my partner in crime, Jens, Collector Brain. How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I was really tired yesterday after I got
Oh
home.
yeah, yeah,
It really takes it out of you. I mean, you don't do a whole lot, but like just being there the whole day and stuff like that, it's just really. I was uh I
yeah.
was
We're
tired. I was
old, basically. We're basically
that's
old, and
that's
we
what it
need a
comes
day
down
to
to.
recover. But I hope you got some rest in. Didn't do anything too strenuous today.
No, no, just
Yeah,
yeah. Luckily, I took the
just
day off.
chill.
I kind of knew I was gonna be tired. So
What's up, Gordon?
hey, Gordon.
Our main man Gordon's here, waiting for Ron, Tyler, fanboy. I hope it's like a full house because we have a really good. This is a fun recap of Fencon Expo, August 2026. Your
Yeah.
thoughts overall on the day?
I mean, all in all, it was good. Um, there was a couple of bummers on the sales side. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, let's put it this way. Um, I'm not sure if it's because the show is not that well visited that other areas like it would have been better. Um,
You
I
know,
don't
you
know.
know what you know what I think. I think the May show did have more people. At least had more people sticking around toward the end. Because you and I
Yeah.
were still there, and there were still people like buying comic books and whatnot toward the end. Um, but this show, it's like a lot of people came in the morning. There was a little bit of a morning rush, but then by noon it was like people had cleared out, and then after lunch, like by the time it came to, it's like everybody was gone. And I think a lot
Mm,
of it has to do with the fact that it's summer, right? So people are traveling, people are not in town. So you're contending with like vacations, you're contending with summer plans for kids, right? That's always going to eat up your weekends if you're a dad or. So a lot of things kind of playing against us in the summer. I didn't. I felt like summer. Yeah, it's nice out. Let's go buy comic books. You'd think you'd just like take your family or go yourself, right? But I realize now, like, no, people are pretty busy in the summer, so even a comic event might not coincide with your calendar, and you just don't make plans to go, do anything. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah. We can talk about that a little bit. Jens saw it. I did not, but
yeah.
without spoiling it, Jens, what are your
I
thoughts?
I loved it. Yeah, I went with my son on Friday. No, no, not true. Saturday. Saturday. The day before the con. Yeah, I loved it. It was I thought it was a great movie. Um, Entertaining from the beginning till the end. And yeah, I can totally recommend it. It has a very high rating too. A lot of people went
Yeah,
to see it. Yeah,
a lot of people would say it
it's
was the number one movie. It surpassed a billion, or no?
yeah.
It surpassed a billion in its first weekend.
Not the first weekend, but it did now. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was like 900 something on the first, and then it
Yeah,
just kept going. So
it's crazy. It's people still love Spider-Man. They love Tom Holland, and I think the fact that Tom Holland and Zendaya are real life. They met on the set of this movie. They started dating, and then now they're married, and I think that had a lot to do with the the cultural side of it. It's like now you're gonna take your girlfriend to see it because it's like maybe you started dating as they started dating, kind of thing. So
I think
you
they're
know,
very likable characters. As actor, I mean, I don't know them in real life, but like the personalities, like a very likable, like the actor who plays Ned, very likable guy. Um, so you kind of, I mean, it's different. Like, I mean, if you think about like McGuire and Franco, right? I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, there was in that trio with Franco and Emma Stone and stuff like that. I mean, it worked in the movie and stuff like that, but I just think that that triplet or that trio in the new area, I think they're just a lot more likable. But also the story is really good, and like with all the characters that they're bringing forth, you know, it was it's a really good movie.
my cat's just harassing me right now. Um, yeah, no. So in terms of like the movie, without giving anything away, what did it set up? What are you like? Is there anything spec wise? Is there anything to speculate on, or is there anything that people should be on the lookout for?
I mean, I think that kind of, I don't know, like for the next one, I think whatever was spec'd already is kind of like it's kind of like done, right? There was a couple of covers that there were recreated in the movie. There's like a Scorpion cover from the homage Amazing Fantasy 15, like
I
to
thought
the
that's cool.
dot.
I thought that was cool. Yeah,
Yeah, and there was a
they
couple
got
other
the
ones.
boomerang cover. They got the Eric Larson boomerang cover.
Um, they had a quick they showed Tombstone pretty quickly. Um, so
That would be cool.
yeah,
Punisher movie with Spider-Man in it. Yeah.
yeah. The
Um, so the Punisher, whatever project Punisher comes out with, he's getting the Netflix series, right? So that's going to be ultra violent. So that
there were
if that ultra violence translates, obviously it's going to translate to the movie as well. Um, I think I don't know if you'll have Tom Holland in a ultra, like you're not going to connect. This is more of a family friendly kind of vibe, whereas
yeah.
Punisher might. I don't know. Maybe the Marvel will PG-13 it up. Like not have as much killing or sex or whatever. But that's what you'd expect from Punisher, right? Just like um, some really horrible deaths for bad people.
Are they actually going to do another show? Because I know they had this One Last Kill was more like a TV movie, I think, and then I don't know if they're going to continue with the
Oh,
show
maybe they'll
itself.
do the more TV movies. I don't know. They're going to do more
Yeah,
stuff on Netflix, though. I would imagine.
yeah. I think that the Punisher and like Spider-Man and him, like that whole how the two actors. I mean, they known each other for a while, so how they played that on screen was really cool.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
relationship between the two was really
Well, that's
endearing and
good to
nice. Yeah.
hear. Yeah, yeah. Because John Bernthal is a great actor, so I'm glad they had that chemistry, and you would expect it to be there. This is not their first time on screen together, is it? I feel like they've been in. Oh yeah, they were in the Odyssey together. So like
Oh, okay.
they're in the
No,
Odyssey together.
he told this
So
story a long time ago where when Tom Holland went to read for Spider-Man Homecoming, and he since he knew Tom Holland, and he's like, you got to do a backflip. Nobody's gonna do a backflip at an audition. And he's like, really? Yeah, do a backflip and then do your landing, and you're golden, right? And that's what he did at his what Tom Holland did at his audition. And
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, people forget like Tom Holland is probably the most athletic Spider-Man. For sure. The guy definitely like jumps and does his own stunt work and for the most part. So
Yeah.
Um, and we watched him grow up. We've kind of he kind of debuted as like a teen, right? And then
Yeah. I
um
mean, he's in amazing
all
shape.
three of those kids, all three of those
Yeah.
kids have just grown up now.
There's a scene where he asks Yelena, the new Black Widow, right?
Mhm.
For help, and she is like in her office, which is like a Russian bathhouse, right? And
Yeah.
so he's going in the costume because nobody knows him anymore. And she's like, "Yeah, we can talk business, but you need to get in." So he goes in there, he takes everything off except the mask, right? And I mean, he is ripped. He's very good
So
shape. So,
that was a stunt double.
oh
The
yeah,
body, that was a stunt double. Yeah.
oh, the one that went into the water, like with the
Yeah, I
abs and
saw the video
everything.
on that. He used
Oh,
the
okay.
stunt double for that. Apparently, he had gotten a concussion while filming,
Hmm.
so he got concussed. So that means like a day's worth of shooting. He had to go to the hospital. They had to wait a few days for him to clear the concussion protocol or
Hmm.
whatever. And yeah, then he was back on set. But they're like, dude, you're not doing those stunts anymore. So they got him like stunt people to do a bunch of stuff for him, which makes sense. It's like, you can't get injured um,
Oh yeah,
filming a movie. So, all right, well, yeah, let's get back to the subject at hand. We are
yeah.
talking Fencon. Um, you were mentioning something about Fencon in terms of your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, in depth, like I had some stuff that I had bought, newer stuff. Like I had found some at my LCS, some absolute Batman stuff that were still at cover price just because they didn't sell enough, and and other things that I had bought just for the show, and none of that really moved, which I was really surprised about. I also didn't sell a whole lot of slabs. I sold one. Um, yeah, I probably didn't have like the best, but I don't think that graded books in general were like a big mover throughout. Maybe a few here and there. Um, yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer.
I get a sense that it didn't meet your expectations. You kind of felt a little disappointed with what moved and what didn't, right? And is that a fair assessment?
A little bit. I mean, I'm okay with. So I sold. I went back like I calculated twice and got two different numbers, but it was like 307 or 310 is what my sales number was. I'm okay with that. Like, I mean, it's
That
good
was
in that
good.
sense. Yeah. So maybe more a surprise of where it came from rather than um like the things that didn't sell.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, I was overall disappointed with my sales, like actual cash sales numbers, because I only sold. I mean, I sold 160. What was it? Sorry. Yeah, I sold $175 worth of books, but then
mhm.
when you put back the book fee or the table fee, it's 50 right there. So I'm at 125,
Yeah.
and then I spent $13. I spent $13, which I shouldn't have. Um, but I
That's
picked up
not
some cool
bad.
books. So I mean, if I flip them, who knows? But no, some of those aren't really flippable. We'll see. But
13
yeah,
is not a lot, and you I
yeah,
mean
that's not a lot.
you killed it with the trades. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
I
that's.
didn't try that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because when you factor in the trades, okay, I actually moved just with the trades. I moved $313 worth of
Products.
books,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? $313 that I was hoping to sell. We got trade value out of it. And we're gonna go over some of the books now. And just kind of talk about our day while we do it. You feel good about that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's so overall, we were mentioning that our day started off fairly quick. We had a vendor we had a couple vendors going around looking at what everybody had. And
Mm-hmm.
they were just probably looking for great deals or whatever, and or speculating or just picking up whatever they were looking for. But you got $100 sale right off the bat. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. And you had cash in hand. So I was like, dude, go. You made a sale. Go hunt. Go get your stuff.
Yeah.
But
I
you were
mean,
you were in seller mode. So you were just kind of looking around, but not really active. Where I was being more of like a like looking for stuff. I was looking for stuff for sure.
I was
Toward the end there. Yeah.
I was cutting the video today for my channel, and the vendor where you did the trade with the book that's on the screen, he had in the beginning, he had a few more on there that I should have probably gone for. There, he had that the Spectacular Spider-Man, that negative space one, right? For $15 I saw on the video. I didn't notice it when I was walking around. And that's one I've been looking for. I mean, if it's a high, I couldn't tell if it's high grade or not, but that's one I should have checked out. And he had a bunch of other good stuff that yeah, I should have probably picked that up. But like, I was like totally like, okay, I need to sell this stuff and make money for Canada, But yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I think that guy's name was Ron. Anyway, he I brought him a little stack of books, and I was just like, because what made me want to trade with him was I was digging through his stuff. Hey, what's up?
Hey, John.
What's up, John? Thanks for joining, man. So I was digging through his stuff, and I found a Neil Adams Action Comics in there. It's a dollar bin book. He had it priced for $6, but it was really high grade. He even put on the back like 9.6, meaning it had 9.8 potential, right? But regardless, it was just like a cool book, and one I've been kind of wanting to pick up, but not. Obviously, I could pick it up in the dollar bin, but that kind of book is rarely in the dollar bin because of its variant nature. So yeah, I said $6. Let's just find some trade value. So I took a pile of books to him and said, "You pick out whatever you want." He only picked out one thing, but fortunately, it had $25 worth of value, and he picked out a book that I got for $2. I mean, you remember we were digging in Grumpy, it's $2 bin, and I pulled that book out and I said, I could probably flip this for a lot more. We trade value, flipped it for the entire $25 value. That's a great book, by the way. That was one I was like tempted to keep because of the bondage, good girl art cover by Joe Jusko. But yeah, that netted me trade, and we got this book here. Now, this is the only book that I'm going to show here from what we picked up yesterday, because there's some books that I picked up yesterday from like purchase and trade that I've already put in the flip box, like we're going to resell it. That's not going to be part of my collection. So what I'm showing off here are things that I picked up yesterday that will stay in my collection. And I'm on the fence about this one because it's a pretty cool cover. And this is the stuff that I would normally collect, you know, like if I had all this space and time and energy in the world, who wouldn't collect this great ASM run of Todd?
Yeah.
It's a really nice thing to have in your collection. But um, again, I got this for like what, $1 trade value. I could probably flip it for like three to $4, right? Even in this condition, it's like a VF condition. So for now, we're gonna put it in our flip box. We'll put it in the $5 bin box, and see what happens. Okay. Now, in terms of, I want to go back to you. Let's make you bigger. And in terms of our pricing, or let's put it this way: what did you learn from the experience that you would do differently for our next show?
It's hard to say because I mean, I sold a little bit of everything. It's really hard to say. So a lot of people were gravitating towards the bigger sellers with the books, a lot more variety and stuff like that. While I think our boxes were targeted by price, right? We had them. So my box was like $1, $3, $5, and then the second box was like $10 and over.
All right, Brown's here too.
Only one slab sold. So I'll have to see about the slabs. What will happen next time? I don't know what to really say about the book pricing. I think like somebody told us we're like underpriced compared to other people. I think we were fair and we were willing to deal. Majority of the people that just picked up one or two books or something like that didn't really argue about the price. So I don't know. It's hard to say, like to have a takeaway, you know.
For our next show, I'm gonna, because toward the end there I was discounting stuff anyway. I think for the next time around, I'm just gonna make my $3 books $1 and my $5 books $3, because that's just gonna like make it a lot easier for people to be like, I'll pick this up. There are, and it my stuff is good. A lot of these are keys or cool covers, and so it's not like you're getting just some random, like I'll just pull something out of here, like right. This is I had this price at $5. If you're getting this for $3, Peach Momoko Daredevil cover here on the #1. It's a variant edition. Peach Momoko. I mean, that kind of stuff for $5, it's a little bit of a maybe, but $3, it would be an instant pickup on someone's radar. So just going lower, I think, will help move books.
Yeah.
Because that was, I kind of felt that toward the end that was my goal. I didn't want to, I can see why resellers, because once you like divorce yourself from something, you're like, you make the decision, I want to sell this, and you divorce emotion and things from that. At that point, the value of what that holds, there's a book value, but you just have to make a margin on what you picked it up for. Right. And so, I am on some of these books, I would lose margin, but collectively, if I move them all, then it becomes a more of a, I probably did make the margin, because a lot of these I did pick up really, really cheap as well. So got some chat going on.
Would you agree or disagree that everything in a collection has a price? I
disagree. There's some things like I will never, I mean, it would be a steep price if it ever came to that. But I've divorced myself from some of my original collection books. I I for a long time I just was like, no, this is part of my original collection. I'm going to keep it. But then I just realized, just because they're part of your original collection doesn't mean they're collectibles. And it's not like that's the thing that's driving my, hobby drive, my original collection. No, it's like that was the collector of me many, many moons ago. But the collector of me now needs books now. And so it's just a transition. So I do think that though, yeah, again, you can divorce yourself. You might love a thing right now, but 5 years down the road, that thing might not bring you the joy that it did.
Yeah.
And then that's when you would sell it, right? So or get something of value for it. So I kind of reached that stage with a lot of my collectibles from when I was younger. A lot of it, I do have some of the originals I will never get rid of, but a lot of the sort of the fluff, no value books, uh, I can do without. And he's asking you,
Yeah. I mean, there's some that they have probably more of a, like you were talking about, like a more of an emotional value, or something that you feel like more attached to. Those probably wouldn't sell. Doesn't mean that you'll never sell them, right? But the rest, I'm fairly, I don't know, like I struggle with that. I'm fairly detached from a lot of them. As I was going through, like I don't have a large collection in raw books, and the more I was going through, and I was like, this can go, this can go, and then I was like examining stuff since I like graded books, and then I was like, this is not going to get a good grade. This is not going to get a good grade, and they're not difficult to find books. So I was kind of like, okay, I'd rather sell this now. I'd rather sell this now, and so like my sales pile was like getting bigger and getting bigger. Some you're like, okay, well, maybe this becomes something later, because I think as a collector too, you always want to be like on the ground floor of something that becomes big, right? Like you want to be the one that picked up Absolute Batman #1 for $5 or $3 or whatever, and now it's like a $300-400 book, right? And a lot of times I think we look at our collection at some of these like, well, this might be something one day, this might be something one day. I have like tried to separate a lot of these where I'm like, okay, if this really becomes like the next Absolute Batman, and I really can't live without it, then like with the Dork, like I don't know if like, so I picked up Dork #1 the day off for $4, and then it shot up to $75. I got it graded, and I don't know if I overlooked it or if it happened in shipping or whatever. So it got a couple of dings. And if you watch my video, like I was for certain that was a 9.8 because I had never opened it and stuff like that. And it came back an 8.0, right? And I have this kind of here as a reminder, like it's kind of like a reminder to check my stuff before I send it in a little bit better. So I cracked it open. I sold it raw because there's no way I'm gonna sell an 8.0 Dork. Like people are gonna be like, oh yeah, let me buy the lowest graded one on the census, right? But my thing is like, if I one day want a Dork #1, then I'm gonna make it my #1 search book, and I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna spend the money. But I just didn't think it was going to be it, and that's why I sold it. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah,
went like too many different directions.
no,
With
I
my
mean,
thoughts here.
I've been telling you, I feel like you're still figuring out like kind of what your collecting wheelhouse is, right? It's broad right now, very broad, but
Yeah,
yeah, and that I think that's what also makes it like you're looking for very, very large books. Like oftentimes you're looking for the bigger books, and in high grades. So that's not you don't want to be too, you don't want to rush into those kinds of
Yeah.
purchases. You want to make sure you're getting value, that the grade is what it is, and all that. So
Well, and I struggle. I personally, because if I let the collector in me, if I let the collector in me go, I'm gonna like when we out, I would pick up so much more. I'm gonna go for broke, right? And I'm trying to wheel that in because I used to have this, and one day I'll make a video about it. Have a few pictures of what this room used to look full of video games. I used to have like 4,000 video games, 100 some consoles and stuff like that. I mean, it was crazy in here. And when I started like separating all that of what I really want, like I have one shelf left, right? And I'm kind of taking that same philosophy into comic book collecting. And so that's why to me slabs is like the thing. So if I can't put it in a slab, like I don't want it, right? And this way I can keep divorcing myself when I pick something up. It's like, okay, this is not grade worthy. I don't want it. And but I do struggle with the fact of that I between collecting and thinking about it as a money object, right? Um, and I hate it sometimes because I don't want it to be a hobby that I do because I get money out of it. I want it to be a hobby that I enjoy.
yeah,
Right. And sometimes I struggle with that because I pick up things because like, oh man, I can flip this, I get this graded. I have
yeah.
fun pressing and working on it and then flipping it. But I don't want it to be about the flip.
No, so you bring up a great. I think every collector kind of figures out that the value assigned to a book is very arbitrary. Because if you have a buyer who thinks, "Oh yeah, that's a good price for that," right? Then it'll sell, right? But if you price something, even though it's book value, whatever, and there's no one that wants to buy it, I mean, there's no demand, there's not strong demand for that book, then that becomes sort of a worthless book. I mean, if there's no, even if you were to drop that to $1 and still no one's buying it, then at that point, what is it worth truly? And what you got to keep in mind is everything in the modern age is not a rare book.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing from the modern age on, even the copper age, to be frank, and even the silver age. There's a lot of silver age books, but it's the high grade, the stuff that made it out, as a high grade item. That is where the rarity is. But in terms of like reader copies or VG copies of Silver Age books, those are everywhere. So rarity and all that, but really it's got to have somebody at the end of the day who wants to buy it. And luckily we have the Johns and the Rons of the world, because they're always buying stuff. They're always buying stuff. They're always buying stuff that they are into.
I wish sometimes I would do that. I think I would have a lot more fun at these conventions because I saw this guy with like a big old cheat sheet of like he's going through the cheaper boxes and he's like, oh, I need issue number 5 and I issue 18 and you know what I mean? And he's going down the list and stuff like that. I think that completionist kind of thing has some it has some rewards if you find them, the things that you've been looking for. I just remember when I was doing it for video games, like I remember like I had one run where I collected every game for a console and I had the biggest fun ever. But when I was done, I was like, so what do I do with it now? Because now I've collected a bunch of stuff that I don't really want, but I needed them to complete it. And that's where
Ron doesn't get the hype around Absolute Batman, and I get you as well, because when it first came out, people were like, "You should read Absolute Batman; it's good." And I didn't think it was bad. It was going to be bad. I was just like, "No, I'm not going to get into a new series. I'm sorry," because to me, it's like we've seen this before. We did the whole Dark Knight's Metal thing. We've done the whole. We've done a version of kind of a Batman who's a little bit more uh, violent, who's a little bit more darker, you know. Um, so we've seen different variations of this. So for me, it was like, hey, this absolute's really good. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's good, but I'm sure it's very good because it looks like Scott Snyder has really kind of owns the character, right? Like his vision of the character,
Yeah.
he really owns that. So I could see it being really, really like intensely good. Like he's a great action. He's a great action writer, right? And so yeah, I think when they announced the anime, you know, the Japanese style anime, which goes great with this Dragoda art style. I just think that's gonna like anime production and this art style. It's really gonna just kill, like from a creative standpoint, like a critical, you know, from a critical awards standpoint, right? It's gonna get a lot of people saying this is great work, you know, this is good writing, this is good animation. So I just see it being a successful project, which once that's a hit, it's just going to lead to more absolute projects. And then when you have this whole animated universe, that's when it's going to leap to the big screen, right? And so there's just people are seeing potential for it, and if it doesn't pan out, then all this kind of folds over and recedes back into the darkness where it came from. So there you go.
I mean, I like it. I mean, I think it's very good read on a lot of them. I mean, there's a couple that I didn't really. I don't think absolute, like I mentioned that in my video, absolute Martian Manhunter is not really my thing. Um, they've done some great stuff, like some unique things in the comics and stuff like that, where you like you hold the comic up to the to the light, and then there's something you can see and discover because it has all these funky colors and everything. So they've done some cool stuff with it, but that wasn't really my thing. But why I feel so close to it, and I think there's a lot of people like me where because they heard about it and they started reading, and I think it's for a lot of collectors, the series that gets you into comic books is very close to your heart, right? So I see it from other collectors that started collecting in the 80s because they started with X-Men or something like that, and they're like an X-Men collector for life, right? And or with Superman or somebody, that whatever you read first and what gets you excited to explore other IPs is like closest, and that was kind of like absolute Batman for me because like Marcel sent me a couple comic books that I sent off to get graded for him, and then but I it didn't really have any like, oh yeah, Todd McFarlane, I remember the name, that's cool, da da da. And then he's like, you got to read this absolute Batman, this is like so different. And I started reading it, and it got me into it, and that excitement like flipped over to, so I started reading the other ones, and then I started picking up comic books and so on. And I think and that happened for a lot of people, and that's why
they
I
got
think
the
it's
anime. Yeah, the anime
why it
studios
is so
involved,
so big for a lot of people. Yeah,
yeah.
because you have a lot of new crowds that are into comic books now, or specifically this universe.
No, I think Absolute Batman is it's gonna be a big IP moving forward. So yeah, I mean, Marvel's had their Ultimate Universe. That was kind of actually Marvel, kind of introduced what they were doing, kind of an alternate reality universe where the characters are of a little bit of an edgier approach, right? That was done in Marvel first, and then, but Scott Snyder did it, like he with Dragoda's art, like just took it to like this weird, like like uh medieval type, kind of like design level, right? It just seems very like primitive and medieval with the weapons and stuff they use. I like that. I like that aspect about it.
But yeah, but the Ultimate Universe, it's like a warning story, because it's kind of like a reminder that I don't think this can go on forever, right? Because like we're at a point, like there's still some kind of stuff like Ultimate Endgame and all that kind of stuff, and most even people that like Marvel, they're kind of like, oh come on, give it a rest already, just kill it off, just be done with it, and and it's a cautionary tale, because one day we will get there with the absolute universe, right? Where people are going to be like, okay, absolute already, I absolutely don't want to hear about it anymore, right? We will get there. Right now, it's the hype and it's really good, and the storytelling is good and stuff like that, and hopefully it goes on for a little bit, but we will probably reach that exhaustion at one point,
Well, yeah, Scott Snyder right now is world building, and at the world building stage, when you introduce cool characters and like put them in unique situations and see how they respond, that's all building toward something bigger. So we bring in more cast of characters, more, higher stakes. All of these things kind of come full circle toward the big climax, right? Sort of the big
yeah.
climactic ending. So we'll see what happens. All right, cool. We're gonna go kind of pivot back to stuff that I picked up that I've added to my collection from Fencom. This is actually one of the books we picked up for like $1.66. And what this is it's like a 2-page. It's almost like it's just like a fold out, but it's like an art preview of Kingdom Come. And look at that cover there. This is an Elseworld story. So, this Kingdom Come is sort of an alternate Earth. What is it? Earth One. These are Earth One characters. There's so many timelines in DC, I get them all confused. But anyway, this is like a specific timeline, and it's like they're doing kind of this like Frank Miller-esque Superman's like aged. All the people he loves have passed away, and now he's being replaced by these like younger generation of metahumans. And anyway, it's an amazing story, classic. Mark Waid, Alex Ross, two living legends, really putting forth. This is like the DC identity. The DC has, they this book came out, but this identity with what they're proposing in this, like that you really need in this world of like metahumans, right? Where people take their power and kind of abuse it, or like want to do it the way they see fit. And sometimes they take shortcuts. Lives are taken, or lives are, uh, one of these collateral damage type situations, right? But Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are like, no, 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 no. Like, first off, you guys can't run nilly willy and do what you want. You guys aren't real heroes. We'll show you what real heroes are. And they just smack the shit out of these like B-list metahumans, smack them into like, like obedience, and say, look, we're the Justice League now, and we're going to take over, and you guys just chill out. All right. You're not heroes. Go back to flipping burgers or whatever you do. And it sets this tier, like what separates heroes from like wannabes, right? So it's just a great series. But yeah, we picked up this preview edition. This one is like a $9 value. Again, very high grade. Picked it up for $1.66.
Guy Gardner looks so weird.
This has been summer of Supergirl, but it's also been ironically summer of Adam Hughes. We've just been this is how prolific. I don't think we should fall down the Adam Hughes rabbit hole, because first off, there's very big high-end Adam Hughes books that you will probably never own. They're like $600, $700 books that are like these cover, like very high demand cover art. And I just feel like there's so many Adam Hughes books and variants and all that. It's just too deep a rabbit hole, but we keep picking it up. We keep telling ourselves no, but it just keeps coming. Like the ladies keep coming.
I
They come
I messed
bearing gifts.
I messed up on I could have gotten his first ever work at my half price book. Somebody traded in an entire run of Eagle,
Mm-hmm.
and Eagle number 6 has there's a pinup in the center that's Adam Hughes' first work, and like I scanned a couple of the Eagle ones, and there was like just nothing. It was just a nothing burger. But I would have, if
Oh,
I would have known before, I would have picked that one issue where he did
right.
something.
It's not a big book, right?
It's
Not
not
worth
it.
a lot.
No, it's not super expensive. Like it just would have been cool to have like, oh, this is Adam Hughes' first work.
Yeah. So anyway, we got the Zatanna book in a trade. Um, this book we picked up for $3, and I've been looking. I've run into this also. This wasn't the first time I ran into it. I keep running into it. I ran into like I think the $2 bin. Um, it was really beat up. I think Jeff had it also, like a really beat up version for like $1 or something, maybe $2 or something. But it had creases. Um, so I've always kind of just held off on buying this. I was hoping to get it like a really clean copy, but like pay a couple dollars for it. And that's kind of what we did. We got a clean enough copy newsstand for $3. So we spent on that. This was the book that we got in the trade again. Just a cool Neil Adams Monsters variant. This one, Ron, you're gonna like this one. This is a low grade, a lot of issues, but it's the Death of Pharaoh. I actually looked up the significance of the book this time. It's the Death of Pharaoh, Key Adventure Comics here. Again, very low grade book, but happy to add it to the collection. Paid $1.66 for that. This is a cool cover. This is again from that trade. Got it for $1 of trade value. Cool Mike Zeck death cover here. That's pretty cool. We also picked up this Key Green Lantern book. I think there's an issue on the back. I haven't checked yet, but this is a Key issue. It's the first appearance of Chip, the Chipmunk Green Lantern, as well as I think the debut of the Green Lantern Corps. So pretty big book there. Not too pricey in terms of value yet, but who knows? It's probably gonna go as the series runs and more people seek out the Green Lantern keys. All right, we've got Lois Lane 72. It's got a rip here, but all in all, just looks nice. It's not a perfect book. Picked it up for $1.66. Can't complain. We got this one for essentially $5 in the trade. But it's this, I didn't realize, but it's a Ross Andrew cover. And it's really a nice piece of cover work here for World's Finest. Metropolis Ablaze, Gotham City Frozen. Really nice artwork here by Ross Andrew. And so that's cool. And of course, again, the thing that I had this as a placeholder for the book that I picked up on Sunday. And as you can see, it's like Silver Age Classics. This is officially sort of, I guess, the mark of the end of the Silver Age. This sort of shattering of the lantern, I guess, is symbolic of like you're leaving the Silver Age now and you're entering the Bronze Age. guess it's like a bronze metal arrow, hence the Bronze Age, right? But yeah, we finally got the real thing in the collection, and it was a disappointing sales day for me, but it was a successful day as a collector, not as a seller, but a successful day as a because again, I picked up like books for $2 and I essentially got $25 worth of trade value on some of those pickups. And when you look at it from that standpoint, that it helps you, all these little things that you've picked up and built margin on in terms of a sale or a trade, those kinds of things can add up. And I really want to give a shout out to Lunch Money Comics, Mike over at Lunch Money Comics. He recently put out a video, and it was very inspiring because he picked up his Grail book, and it was a combination of recent sales he had made, so he had cash, and then he had built a trade box of like stuff, again, stuff maybe he bought a while back that were of value to him, but maybe got better copies or got upgraded, but they ended up being trade fodder. He took his trade box, took the cash, and then got Avengers #1 raw for like $1,800. He had his friend clean and press it up, and they got, again, there was this big juice stain on the back, but had the juice stain not been there, it probably would have gotten like a 5.0, because from the front it presents beautifully, but it's just that juice stain on the back that cut it 2 grades, and he got a 3.0 because of the juice stain. But
any stain,
that was really inspiring. Yeah, because if you sometimes you're just gonna have to like, hey, this is what I can give you. This is how much cash I have, and if you slowly just take, like for me, that his story rang true for me with this pickup. I was just like, kind of just doing my thing on Sunday, just running around like, who wants this book? Trade me something for this. And luckily that guy just he obliged me. So felt really good to coming out with this book from yesterday.
Yep. No, that was a great trade. Yeah, no, for sure. It's like, I mean, we've talked about it before. It's like quality over quantity, right? You want to pick up those things that you usually can't. Will you entertain? Oh, Ron offered you $3 for your Lois Lane there.
$3? You got to pick it up, Ron.
In person.
It's a local pickup only.
Yeah.
No, I gotta. What do you need, Ron? 72. Is that the one I had the double of?
No, there was the one you just picked up with the firework thing.
Oh, the one here? Oh, this one, 72. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I could send you some books for sure. Let me know what else you need, because we can talk offline. Like I could send you I've got some like Lois Lane books if you want them. I do, like, this is just, I picked it up so cheap. I couldn't leave that there for $1.66. But this is actually like, wouldn't be like necessarily a book I'd want to keep in my collection because of the grade. It's just kind of there as like, yeah, if something better comes along, we'll do it. But if not, this is our copy, I'm fine with that copy. But yeah, some of these, like, when push comes to shove, like, and space becomes an issue, these aren't ones I'm married to. is kind of what I'm trying to say. If I can upgrade for bigger books, like this is the kind of stuff like, yeah, this is the kind of stuff like this is not really going to go anywhere. And I don't really have a desire to pick up a better looking copy than this. This is going to be just the one I keep. So um, it's a fantastic looking copy. It's just got that tape pull there, but we don't mind stuff like that. It's not like on his face, you know. It's not one of those kind of tapes. It's on a green arrows. Looks like green arrow. Greed arrow, maybe.
I just remembered a takeaway from yesterday, actually, though.
Oh yeah.
We don't have enough good girl art for sale. That was a request.
Yeah.
That was a request we got so many times when you asked them what they're collecting for, and it was always, "Do you have any good girl covers? Any sexy covers or something like that?" And not just men asking for it. We had a few women too that were collecting the same thing. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. That we didn't have. So
that's what I'm also gonna try to divorce myself from some of my good girl covers, and we'll see. It's a conversation we're having right now. Yeah, I can flip these Adam Hughes books as long as I get value for them. I don't mind flipping these Adam Hughes books, but they're just so nice to look at, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I can either fall and just start collecting these and just let it grow, you know, like a weed out of control, or I could just start understanding, like, yes, they're out there, and yes, they're cool covers and things you can pick up, but it's not going to be part of our collection, so do less of it. And so these are actually like I'm kind of talking myself into like, yes, we're going to pick these up, but we're also going to flip them because people love these books, and so these will sell for sure, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also like kind of struggling right now because I'm not sure what to do. Like the ones I was talking earlier, like the books that I picked up, like cover price to flip at the con, like the Absolute Batman stuff. I have like I think one of the Final Boss first print. I was thinking if I like maybe just put them on eBay, like to make some money on it. But at the same time, I'm also thinking if we do another convention, we're gonna need inventory, right? So that's where I'm kind of teetering the line. Is like, yeah, on one, it depends, like because if we talked also like maybe doing the show in Tacoma, possibly. So maybe the stuff would sell there, even though it didn't sell at this convention. Yeah, it's one of those things. So I don't know what to do right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we just keep doing what we're doing, you know. I mean, you've been picking up a lot of the thing is when you pick up like a really nice book, it's like you keep it. It's like you're not in like the like full like flip. I need to get this cheap and flip it kind of mindset yet. I know you're trying to do that with slabs, but
Yeah.
sometimes that can backfire. Like I said, you've got to have somebody willing to buy it, otherwise, doesn't really it. Just because, like, you know, what's it called? Key Collector, whatever, you know, or one of those sales tracking sites says last 60 days it sold this and that. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that was a true sale or that's what it's valued at, right? It's like you got to have a buyer at the opposite end for that to hold true. So, and again, I think a lot of your stuff, again, this is another thing I would do differently, because I saw people who only dug through your box and they took a look at my box and just, I think, determined like, okay, he's not going to have what I'm looking for. just based on like the number of boxes, right? Let's say you're looking for like Green Lantern 4 and you see a whole big Green Lantern section at one of the vendors. You're going to dig there. You're not going to come to the guy with the one box with the 1-3, $10 and above sticker in just one box. So I saw a lot of people kind of just being like looking at my box and being like, nothing's good's going to come out of that. So I'm not going to waste my time there. I even put the good, like the Ghost Rider books out. Like, come, I got Ghost Rider books. You might find a Ghost Rider, and nobody was biting on Ghost Rider. Nobody could care. People could care less about Ghost Rider.
It was
I don't
weird. Think. Yeah, she's like, I think it was the crowd too, because I don't think it was. I don't think it was like the specking crowd. You know what I mean?
It was not. I mean,
because Ghost Rider, or what I was talking about, the absolute Batman stuff, is like, it's a little bit of a spec buy, or it's a little bit of what's hot right now. And I think a lot of the people going there, like, they like what they like and they always have. Doesn't matter what's hot right now. And they're looking for certain things and those things only, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw it in some of the stuff that I sold.
Something like out of the box, something, right? You sold something that was like niche.
So definitely, I mean, the Invincible, that didn't surprise me. That didn't even make it till show opening. Like, the guy bought that. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I had one of the Hulks in there that was one of my like early pickups where, yeah, I didn't know about grading or what to look for and stuff like that. So that was more of like, I want to get rid of it. It was like Hulk and Silver Surfer. That one sold. I had a bunch of the McFarlane Spider-Mans, only the Spider-Man hitting Hulk in the nuts. That's the only one that sold. Well, yeah, one surprised me. The one guy that bought that one and the Hulk and something else, like, he bought a Batman Deadpool crossover, like the gold cover. Like, I had them from the beginning, and I kind of regretted getting it. He's like, "Oh, I've been looking for that." I'm like, seriously, the one person in the world looking for it, because I couldn't.
Right? No, but that's literally what this it is. It's Unmyeon, right? And you didn't even mention you had a special guest. You had a special buyer. You sold to one of the biggest local celebrities here in the comic community.
Yeah, we had graphic novel Thomas, or as most people know him, Comic Tom. Yeah, Comic Tom, he was there, and he bought Absolute Martian Manhunter #1 from me. Yeah, he's nice. I was saying to Marcel before, it's like, if he comes around, like, I'll take a picture, and so I have like a thumbnail where people are like, "Oh, Comic Tom," you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know, like, around the time when he was there, it's like we were not filming because it was a little bit of a, in the beginning, because it was so in little increments that people were coming, right? It was kind of like, like, I don't want to film anymore. No, the Comic Tom. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool, but he didn't dig through my box. I was kind of disappointed because he dug through your stuff.
Yeah.
And then he looked over at my box. I think someone was there, maybe digging. So he didn't have an opportunity to dig, but he came back the second time and he still didn't dig through it. So I was like, he just doesn't, he's already determined that nothing's good's going to come out of my box. And he's probably right, because he was out for the modern stuff. He was looking for that absolute Batman flip, like, this is going up. He's probably talking up absolute Batman on his whatnot. So yeah, I don't think he would have found anything in my because I didn't have anything priced that was. I got to be better with my pricing. I priced everything to full book, and I think just putting it under book and then taking offers from there, that will definitely move books. It's like I feel like if it's at full book value, people don't even want to talk you down, you know. So you got to kind of give them a deal, and that might help
I think
with
we
the
need to find a way of
mindset.
people actually looking through it, because I think our pricing in general wasn't like terrible. Because I've seen a lot of, like, even on the wall book side, I saw some stuff where, like, seriously, like, you have not repriced this since 2022 or something, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So like, you know, the one I bought at last time at the last show, that Punisher shooting Daredevil in the stomach. Somebody had it on the wall for $45. That's not a $45 book. It wasn't even not even like it wasn't even a newsstand, right? I would say, like, maybe if the newsstand is super rare, but it was just the basic one, right? So, um, I don't. Yeah, I don't get some of the pricing. So I think we just need to find a way to make our boxes or stuff attractive enough for people to say, like, I want to look through that, right?
yeah,
And I think that's the difference. And then we can talk about prices.
yeah.
Because I think once people look through it, I don't think the prices were the issue. A lot of times, like, either they didn't, once they looked through it, they either didn't find it, or if they looked through it, then they picked it up and, you know, they bought it. So yeah. But one thing I
Yeah.
know for sure is, like, I don't use those slab holders that I bought anymore, because that was chaos waiting to happen. So
Yeah,
thank you for letting me lend
those
yours.
ones were just not stable. They just kept falling over with the slab weight. So yeah, that they were nice though, but not for slabs. Maybe for like just books or something like a smaller. It was the weight of the slabs they couldn't support. The actual design of it for holding up a book or something like that is good,
Yeah,
just not a slab. Yeah,
it was like I tested here, and, like, once you stand it is fine, but the minute you could just tick it on the corner, which happens in a small space on the table, it was just a domino effect and just took everything
it's a
down.
domino. We had a lot of domino. Luckily, nothing got damaged, but it was good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I think there's little things here and there we could definitely make it more approachable. You know, something that gets people interested, and maybe that's um, having a better representation of like key books. You know what I mean? Like you had your slabs and everything, but nothing was really like this is a key everybody values and looks for. It's a highly sought after collectible kind of like we didn't have any of that set up.
Yeah.
And so people would come by and be like, kind of look at the slabs and be like, oh, maybe. And, you know, you had some people like, oh, look at the Nintendo Power. That's cool. And, you know, like people asking about stuff. But again, it wasn't like your typical comics vendor wall with all the, you know, like the vintage mod, like a good mix of stuff, right? So maybe that's something we could. I may just bring books just to have them there, not with the intention of selling, just to bring people to the table, you know, like just some of my like bigger bit slab books, just to be like, hey, look at us. And then when they ask, I'll be like, oh, I just sold that one. Sorry, man. You know, it's like, but
No,
yeah, I
I
have
think
other books. Take a look at that box. You know,
I don't know, because it's kind of like, because you're gonna have, if you have something that people really want, and then, you know, they're constantly like,
take it down.
oh, you know, why are you not selling it, or you should put it down or something like that.
Yeah,
But I
take
think
it
we
down,
might
man.
need to have some bigger books in general, and just maybe display those on the outside, even in the raw, and then they're willing to maybe dig through it a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Layla,
Or
thanks for noticing. So yeah, I ditched the headset because I agree with you. I think the audio on the desktop mic works much better than the headset mic. So yeah, thanks for that suggestion. Audio does sound better.
nice.
But yeah, December is a long ways away, and then we got to find out how much Destiny Grit City costs. Grit City is actually, I think, a better show for our area. It's the best. I think it's the best comic show locally. Just because there's a lot of vendors. It has that more con feel, like you're at a small con, you know. And it's just gotten bigger and bigger each year. So they bring big books. I mean, you're talking about wall books. Grit City is just loaded with like good wall books, especially the guy in Kirkland, Amazing Heroes, or whatever his shop's called. Amazing Heroes, his vendor space. He's got this huge like major key wall. Sometimes slabs are up there, sometimes raw books there, and then he's got these like bargain bins and priced bins. He's just got a little bit of everything for everybody, and his booth is always chaotic. But he sells a lot of books that day, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to dig in his bargain bins, because you can find a lot of value in there. You find like $20-$30 books for $2. I'm not even joking. They're in there if you look. So
okay, so I have it up actually. So artist, like the smallest thing is Artist Alley, and those are sold out.
Oof.
So the only other option is an inline booth, which is 10 by 10, and that's $200.
No, we're not doing Grid City then. We'll go as buyers. That'll be our project. Trade and buy.
Yeah, 8-foot table, 2 chairs. So pretty much similar to the setup we had. I think
we'll get a good set of trade books. That it'll be. We'll go as buyers, but as traders, buyers kind of thing.
So what do you think then? Are we doing Fencon?
Yeah, let's do Fencon. That if she asks, do we want to reserve our space? Let's do it as soon as possible. When is it in December? Do you know what date?
December 13th.
December 13th. Okay. Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
I would assume it's a Sunday.
Okay.
Just open up calendar. Yeah, it's a Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Again, if we can register early, let's do it. I'll try to make it happen. I gotta just check before we do that. Let's just check in with my wife, make sure there's nothing on her calendar, and we'll go from there.
Members?
You got to get more members.
On my channel?
On his channel? Okay. Yeah, let's shout your channel out here. I don't understand why you don't have you got over 100. You got over 100 people though now, don't you?
58.
Oh, you still got 58? Okay. It's weird. It should. All right. Everybody here should be also subscribed and following Jens. All 4 of my dedicated viewers. You guys are checking both of us out, I'm sure. But yeah, go watch, go subscribe, and I'm sure you're all subscribed to Jens already. But do it if you're not, and then. I thought I did put it like I do put it his username there, but I guess I have to put the link to your channel. Okay.
You just have to put the @ sign in front of it, I think. Collector Brain.
I did that. I thought.
But yeah.
All right.
Dallas would be fun.
Yeah, San Diego. That's our one of these days we're gonna just have the budget and money to go to San Diego. Definitely want to go and get books signed by Jim Lee and all that. So we'll do that at some point. But yeah, it is getting very pricey. I don't think
Yeah.
this year was a good year to do it with airfare, what it is, and all that. Fan Expo in Dallas. That sounds like a good time. Ron could probably go to that. Ron's not too far from that. But
Yeah.
Layla, Ron, Gordon, everybody, thanks for hanging out, guys. This was a fun kind of stream. Any last thoughts, Jens?
No, well, like we said, all in all, I think Fencon, it was a success. I mean, it wasn't like we won't retire off of it or something like that, but I think we had a good time, met some cool people, sold some comics, saw some comics. I enjoyed it, would do it again. So, yeah.
Okay. I do want to mention one last thing before we sign off, and that is Jens and I have 2 weeks before Vancouver, right? But 2 weekends.
Yeah.
We have 2 weekends. So this coming weekend, the following weekend.
Yeah, it's already, wait, we're this weekend, and then it's already the weekend after that is already that Sunday.
Oh, it's
Right?
that Sunday. So we have literally 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's upon us. And so on our next check-in, I'm giving you an assignment, buddy. Okay? I'm giving you an assignment. And I'm giving myself the same assignment. But for our next check-in, we're going to go over the top 10 books that we're looking for heading into the Vancouver show and put it on a list. Okay? Having the physical list will like keep us, it'll be like a checklist. Like these are the 10 things we want to pick up. And mind you, within your budget. So for me, like, yeah, it can't be a grail list, but it's going to be a focus list on things within that price range and 10 things we'd want to pick up. Okay?
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's good. So we talk about it on
All right.
Friday?
We'll talk about it on Friday. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you here in the next one, Friday. Peace out, guys.
Thanks, guys.